Hi, my name is Maddie and welcome to Family Place. Okay, so this video is going to be a story time about the time that I got bitten by a white-tailed spider. It was about 3 or 4 years ago and I was playing Murder in the Dark at night, as you do, with my friends. We were playing anywhere in the backyard. So this backyard had chicken sheds that weren't in use anymore, that had a bush around one side of them. I decided to go hide in the bush because I'm smart, and that is where I got bitten by the white-tailed spider. So after that night, I noticed a little lump here, if you can just see that little scar there, that I thought was originally a bee sting and sort of brushed it off thinking, oh well, who cares, you know, never been bitten by a bee, stung by a bee, I'm an idiot, but who cares. So I was staying with my partner when we were just friends still, and he noticed, you know, the thing on my arm, and at that time when I was staying with him, the lump had turned into like a bigger lump, and it had a white sort of dot on it, and his older sister that likes popping things thought it was a boil, so she had at it, squishing it, squeezing it, trying to get the core out of it, thinking that would all help it go away. My daughter. And you know, it's all fine and dandy, cool. Turns out that she saw 4 little circles that looked like bite marks. So, she was like, oh, it's a bit weird, but you know, let's keep going. Started getting sick and I got pale and head spinny and stuff, so she decided I should go sit in their mum's bed and she'd have a go again. That way I'm comfortable, you know, have something to drink, some sugar, you know, whatever. So she started having at it again and I passed out, had a fit in my sleep, according to my partner, and yeah, proceeded to leak fluids from 2 different areas. It was quite a lovely sight to wake up to. All I remember is blacking out, just seeing, I don't know, some weird images go past my closed eyelids, and yeah, and then waking up and them all around me like, are you okay? You're like, what the hell? We need to take you to the hospital. I'm like, I'm fine, it's cool, I'll just get changed, it's okay, it doesn't matter. So after a while I went and was watching movies with Damo, and my arm started like really hurting after all the pushing and prodding and all that sort of thing, and so you know, at this point I couldn't move my arm further than here, so I kept my arm up here, but I couldn't move it further than here or across here. I was in quite a bit of pain that night, and it rolled around to, I think, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it just got too much, so decided, you know, I'm gonna go to the hospital. And my partner came with me and his little sister came with me, and we ended up staying at the hospital until 6, I think we were there for a while. I think we got there before 4. We were there for hours, and I ended up falling asleep on the table, or not the table, the beds that they have there, and discharged myself because I hadn't seen a doctor for ages. I was sick of waiting. I wanted to go home. I wanted to be comfortable, whatever. So that next morning, when I woke up, I called my mum because I was in a lot of pain, was nearly in tears. My arm was swollen. There was purple marks, like purple veins going up my arm and down my arm, and what is usually a fairly skinny arm ended up, it was like twice the size of what it should have been. And so they took me to the hospital. My mum and dad came and picked me up from Damo's house and took me to the hospital. My mum told me after this had happened, told me that when she saw me coming out of the house and stuff and walking out towards the car, she went white because she could tell that I felt sick. She saw the size of my arm. She was really worried, of course, being my mum. So they took me up to the hospital. I got put in pretty much straight away because one, I was up there the night before or that night, and two, I was just not okay. They could see that I was not okay. They saw my arm, it was not okay. They were like, okay. So they had a look and they knocked it down to being a whitetail because the look of it, the purple marks, everything like that went with the history of people being bitten by whitetail spiders. So I ended up having to stay there that night, was on a drip, got put on morphine, finally crashed because of that. I got x-rays on my arm and ultrasounds. I'm not sure which one I got. I was out of it completely. And so I stayed there that night. The next day my mum came up. My mum and dad came up at pretty early and was there when the surgeon that they ended up getting came up to cut my arm open. They cut about that deep into my arm because it was deep and it was hard. Like, I couldn't touch it. It hurt a lot, but doing that after, it was really tough around where they cut into. So it was about when it got cut open, that to cut it, I think it was in a sort of plus cross, whatever, straight across here, cut that much out of it, and I was on gas, so I was having a great time. It didn't bother me. I thought it was pretty cool being able to look into my own arm, because why wouldn't that be cool? So my mum got taught how to pack the wound and stuff like that, and I got sent home, and ended up staying with my mum again after I sort of got rid of my stubbornness and decided to go home finally. And so my mum every day, or for the first couple of days it was every couple of hours, had to fix my arm, like repack it, clean it out, stuff like that. So that was pretty fun. That was the time that I got bitten by a whitetail spider. To this day, I'm still not afraid of spiders. I think they are one of the coolest things out. I admit I do not like them close to me. They're pretty gross. Daddy long legs I don't care about. I'd prefer not to be bitten by one again. Oh, an add-on. The doctor that I saw, the surgeon that I saw, was said I was lucky that I came in when I did because my arm was obviously dying. That's what the purple marks were. It had started dying up here. That's why I couldn't move my arm from where it was. If I had waited any longer, he would have had to cut off my arm, which would have sucked because this is my main arm. This is my good arm. So that was the time I got bitten by a whitetail spider. Go me, because I'm clever.